Man, yeah, this is, so you can imagine the battles that we've had on our practice field. So frenemies, all right? So they're frenemies for the next few weeks, and then come September, they'll be back on the same team again. But these two right here are two great competitors, great human beings, and both going to graduate in December and just represent our program in every area with excellence. And that's what it's all about. It's what you want. I mean, everybody says, oh, well, these guys are back and these guys are back. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I kid with Mitch because everybody puts, it's all about the D-line. All the D-line's back. I'm like, well, Mitch, didn't you come back? And Renfro came back and Falcinelli came back. Nobody put them on the magazine. But we've had a little fun with that. Kind of comes from being an O-line, I guess. But these guys have made each other better for the past 3 years, and it's been a joy to watch them. But the great thing about them coming back, yes, it means we have great players, but more importantly, that's who's mentoring your young players. That's the leadership that's in your locker room. That's the guys that are running the skills and drills. That's the guys that are in the locker room, setting the standard for really talented young people. So it's a blessing to have them back, but hopefully y'all have enjoyed spending a little bit of time with them and see a little bit more than just what type of good football players they are.
Down the aisle to the left.
David Hood, TigerNet. Coach, the Board of Trustees approved Brent Venable's contract extension this morning. Why do you think it was important to get that done and kind of take care of him in that way?
Yeah, that's really kind of been done a long time ago as far as from my perspective, but there's a process, a formal process that you got to go through before you can really kind of stamp something, throw it in the filing cabinet. So I'm happy that we're able to go ahead and get that kind of finalized, but really happy for Brent and his family. I mean, he has just done a phenomenal job. I think he's the best at what he does. He's so passionate about his job. He's passionate about the players he coaches, and he's passionate about Clemson. We have a tremendous relationship, and excited about his son Jake coming on board. Jake's going to be a great player, Mike Backer for us. But again, just gives him the longevity and a little bit more security. It really wasn't the salary didn't change a whole lot, but it just kind of gave him some long-term kind of supplemental income down the road and more term. And in this business and coaching business, I mean, time is very, very valuable. So he's earned his status per the market, and just really happy for him.
To your right, third row, red shirt.
Coach Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch. There seem to be a few elite teams that have a legitimate chance to compete for a spot in the college football playoffs each year. Clemson has become one of those teams. What are the factors required to take a team from being good to being elite?
Yeah, that's a deep question, and something I actually just talked about with my staff yesterday. But for me, it started in '09, our first year, and it's being really driven by the why of our program. Why I coach, why we do what we do. Not just what we do, how we do it, but why, and really everybody believing in that part of it. Being culture focused, being very intentional. For me, I recruit people first, I hire people first, and there's no perfect people, but I think the good Lord has given me good instincts, and so we've had a certain way that we've gone about doing things. We start over every year. Reinstall the program, reinstall the core values, the philosophy that we believe in, the why, and I just don't vary from that. And then as we have been able to build that culture over the many years now, we just nurture it every year. And you develop young people, you develop leadership. We've had 196 seniors, 192 graduates. I think I've had 13 or 14 juniors leave early. 3 of them have already back. 2 of them have got their degree. Daquan Bowers is coming back this fall to finish up and work with us. So it's just culture driven. That's the short answer I can give you. And the program is what I've always been focused on, not just having a good team. From day one, we've always been program-oriented, and with the goal of developing a consistent winner. To one day be a team that year in and year out, you just know you got a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
To your left, second row, middle.
Richard Walker with the Gaston Gazette. I was going to ask you about Tanner Muse missed spring practice with a knee injury. How's he doing? And then I was asking Cleveland about Justin Foster, was a guy that didn't play much as a freshman, but I'm sure you have an expanded role for him this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tanner's doing great. He had a little minor injury. We held him out of the spring game, but he's doing well. He's had a good summer. Got a great experience last year, which I think will be very valuable for him going into this season, and a very committed player. And then Justin Foster is one of those guys that really not many people know about, other than maybe people that followed the recruiting scene or people from his local area. But boy, has he really developed, and Clee hit on that. And he was a linebacker, so he transitioned, ended up playing some as a true freshman last year, but he made huge strides this spring, and I expect that to continue into fall camp. But a great young man, great family, and has really developed physically, and now has the mindset and enough knowledge to go with it within our scheme to, I think, be a productive player.
Coach, over my left shoulder.
Coach Gary McDaniel, ClemsonSportsNews.com. Just if you could elaborate on your schedule this year, the ACC Atlantic, and what you see coming from the guys behind you in the league.
I mean, it's a challenge every year. You're talking about a league that's had 21 bowl teams in the past 2 seasons, so very deep. We had 10 bowl teams last year, 11 the year before. I think that's a record of any conference, so that tells you the depth of our league, first of all. It's incredibly competitive. You better show up, and getting better. You better show up and be ready. But in particular in our division, Coach Clausen up at Wake Forest, the job he's done, Steve at BC, I think they're going to be a really good team. Dave Dorn has done a phenomenal job at NC State. That is a few play game every single year. So obviously Florida State with Willie coming in there, I think he's a great fit for Florida State, and he's a winner. He's won everywhere he's been. No real reason to think that he's not going to get them going. This is a job where he's got really, all the resources to be successful, and I don't have any doubt he will. I mean, they always got players, always got talent. So very, very difficult. Syracuse beat us last year. They got a quarterback coming back that is, he has got moxie and toughness, and just the kid's a player. He is a very good player. I was hoping he might leave early, but heck, he's back. So I don't know if I missed anybody, but our division's tough. I mean, it's going to be a battle to the end.
To your right, second row.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com, right here, Coach.
Oh, I forgot Louisville. Yeah,
There you go.
Louisville, pretty tough. I think we've played them 4 years in a row, and 3 of those games were the last play of the game. So it's a tough division.
This is your 11th year, and what I've been watching is exactly what you described, the Atlantic Division. But when you first came into the league, the ACC's bowl performance was pretty lackluster. And then once the college football, coincidentally perhaps, but once the new CFP system was announced, the league took off. Winning the national championship with Florida State in the last year of the bowl championship series, have been in the conversation for the championship every single year under the CFP. I asked the commissioner, does the CFP rating system look at the ACC more favorably? Anyway, your thoughts, is this just a coincidence, or how has the ACC grown so much in the last few years?
We've just earned it on the field. Really that simple. I think we got great coaches, great recruiting, great development of players. All you got to do is look at the NFL draft, and I think we're second maybe in draft picks over the last 8, 9 years or whatever, and I don't think it's even close. So good recruiting, good development of players, and a lot of great coaching in this conference. So. But then stepping out and earning it on the field, you got to go beat people. And I think that rhetoric has changed. when I got the job 9 years ago, you're exactly right. That's where we were, and we earned that too. We hadn't beat anybody. And so I used to tell people all the time, I'd be like, guys, let's just shut up and go. We got to play people and you got to beat people. Well, then the story will change, and that's what's happened. So, we've done very, very well out of conference. Our head-to-head rivalry games within this conference over the last 3, 4, 5 years speaks for itself. So, and then again, just the competitiveness of the league. So, and then what we've done in bowl games, et cetera. I think we're 5-1 in our last 6 bowl games, and we've played good people. So I think it just takes time, and it takes time and it takes consistency, for people to kind of change the narrative a little bit, and that's what's happened. We've been very consistent, and we've done it over a good amount of time.
To your left, second row, right in the middle.
How you doing, Coach? A few years ago, you added a successful coach in Kyle Richardson. How has his addition further enhanced a strong coaching staff?
Kyle's been a great addition. He's a player development analyst coach for us, and brought in a great amount of experience. Grew up in Clemson, actually, so he's kind of from the area, and so he's been an excellent addition. Really proud to have him on our staff. He does an awesome job and helping run the office when the coaches are gone, and helps support our coaches in a tremendous way in game plan development.
To my left, right here with Dan.
Coach, you talk about the bigger picture. When you hoist a trophy, you spend time talking about God